Live from the Tone Lounge at the Institute of Tone Science in downtown Greensboro, Megatone Amps presents the Talk of Teronus with Wezo Drave, featuring Chuck Cotten and the Talk of Teronus Rimshot Band. Tonight's special guest is Rob Slater. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and Meldavians everywhere, Wezo Drave.
Drave, how are we?
Wezo, we are fine. How do you think everybody out there is?
I think they're all awesome. They're probably uber awesome like we are.
Right.
And then, you know
why they're awesome?
Because this is our third show.
Three?
Number 3. Not 1, not 2. But it's our third show.
We've made it.
In
a lot of people didn't think we'd make it this far. They really didn't.
Well, we have seemed to have done it. And
it's that Meldavian, inspiration that you keep going against all odds.
I am so pleased to be here, and with our special guest tonight.
Who's our guest tonight?
It's Rob Slater, of course.
Rob Slater. Greensboro's on Rob Slater.
He is an awesome guitar player. You know, he's one of these guys who likes to stay back in the shadows and not be seen, but he's a super mega badass super guy back here. He's an amazing player. Yeah. And very underrated.
And there's something about him that I bet you didn't know. But I'll tell you that later, because it brings me to what our topic for the night is. As regular viewers of the show know, we always open up by talking about something that's kind of hopefully a topic that will help people get through the struggles that we're all going through right now. So sometimes scientists have determined by these study groups that they've had. These sociology professors have gotten these people together and put them in different situations and determined the following fact, that sometimes a way to get further in a relationship with someone is to find out something about them you didn't know, and that the best way to do that is just to ask them.
Well, why wouldn't you do that?
So as a public service, I thought you and I should go through that.
I think that's great.
Was there something about you that I don't know that you think?
You know, when I was a kid and saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, and my mom got me up out of bed because my dad wouldn't let me see it. My mom snuck me in. That was a seminal moment. It was so many people. And I thought, well, those guys, those crazy mop tops, those zany guys, man, they're playing these really cool guitars. And so I immediately.
Well, and we thought they had long hair back then.
Well, we thought they did, but they did not. Anyway, getting back to it, I wanted to be a guitar player because. This is my son Michael, and he's a guitar player. Colonel Brusilov said, "Guitar is not an instrument."
I only want to know one thing about you. I don't need to know all this stuff about your guitar and the Mr. Car. I want to know one thing about you that I don't know. Okay. I didn't need a life's retelling of your youth.
Let's just get on to our musical guest. Oh. Wait a minute. Who do you think that might be? It's probably Rob Slater.
How long have you been playing the saxophone?
About 20 or 30 minutes.
He plays guitar.
I think Wally was working with him earlier out in the
Now, here's the thing.
I took a lesson.
Here's the thing. Rob and I are playing a little trick on you here, because the thing. So you told me something. Well, you tried to tell me something about yourself that I didn't know. You kind of rambled on a little too long. You got something.
That's the way it is.
But the thing you didn't know about me was that Rob and I used to be neighbors.
You're kidding me, neighbors?
Yeah.
Like next door neighbors?
Exactly, next door.
I
could hear him practicing when I was trying to sleep.
Did you ever call him and tell him to shut?
No, because,
And thanks for not calling the cops, too.
But I didn't do that because I kind of felt sorry for him.
Rob.
As well you should.
Well, Rob, how did you feel about living next door to Dr. Drave?
He was quiet as a church mouse. No transient tones ever came out of that window.
What is a transient tone?
Tone that wanders, Dave.
Transient. That's like a big word.
It is, well, I mean, it's the word you told me.
That's why I felt sorry for him. He didn't know any big words. He came over the first time and
He's a guitar
And
player.
having,
He's a blues guitar.
but having lived next door to you, I picked up, a transient vocabulary.
Well, I was transient because I was only there for like 8 months. So I was very transient going through there.
Yeah, and there was a transient who lived in there after you moved out. That was
Really?
delightful. Yeah, he destroyed the place and was evicted, which was really exciting. One of the great moments of my life.
Well, that's
Watching this
fascinating.
cat
That's
get evicted.
fascinating
But
about your neighborhood.
But it was years later that I saw him playing with all these great bands. Got to hear him.
Well, yeah, he's played with a bunch of really good bands. And look, give us a couple band names you played with.
Way back in the day,
Please.
in the 70s, Sneakers, which was Mitch Easter and Chris Stamey and Will Rigby.
I've got that album.
Will plays with,
Wow.
has played off and on for a long time.
Will Rigby.
Steve Earle. And
That's exactly right.
Easter, of Fidelitorium.
I always appreciated the fact that local kids do big things, out in the world.
Those guys certainly.
And Peter Holzapfel, of course, he went on to be like the 5th member of
R.E.M.
REM. And
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And in fact, don't you know who he married?
Susan Calso.
Susan Cowsill of the Cowsills fame. Yeah, she's the one that.
Long, beautiful hair.
She's the one. Who's the one? She's
I
the
love
one
I love Riders in the Night by the Cowsills.
Well,
That's one of my
she's the one who on the Cowsills album of Hair in the show sang the phrase "and spaghetti." So I mean
That deserves a rim shot, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
So
Chuck's all over it.
what bands did you play in after that? Like more recently, your
just
recent band is Toot and the Long.
Toot and the Long Shot.
Let's play some music.
Let's do that.
Let's play this tune. It's called. Well, it doesn't really matter what it's called. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Shake like that. Yeah, it must be jelly, baby. Jam don't shake like that. Well, I'm in love. Yeah, because that girl's so big and fat. I can't pick you up, baby. So I sure can't put you down. I can't pick you up, baby. So I sure can't put you down. Well, now my baby's so strong. She sure makes such a funky sound. Come on, Rob, hit me, baby. Ain't got a thing on you.
Thanks to you, Wezo, Chuck Cotten on the drums. We'd like to thank Tim Rogers, our announcer, the Collabative for producing this, and Dale Lasley in Megatone Studios. I'm Dr. Drave. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
And remember, until then,
it's all about us.